Hey guys, Stealth here, and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. So, a German, a British guy, an American, and a Dutchman walk into a bar, and they decide to have a little challenge on Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, and that's what we call Taskmaster Tuesday. Welcome back, everyone. We are going to be continuing this series. The first task, as was sent in by a subscriber, is going to be a challenging one. We have a battleship, but we only have it in 1890. The other faction, which is to be decided by the participant, has a 1940s light cruiser. So they have a 50-year tech advantage on you. Now keep in mind, a battleship in this era, 1890, can be considered something in the range of about, I think, max a few thousand tons. A light cruiser in 1940s can be substantially heavier. So this is going to be an interesting challenge. We get 1 point for sinking the cruiser. We get 1 point for not taking a torpedo. We get 1 point for having the cheapest battleship. And if there is a tiebreaker that's required, it's going to be the fastest one to sink the cruiser. That is, if we can get that done at all. Now, who's this we I'm talking about? It is Brother Monroe, it is Spartan Elite, and it is the uncontested, well, grand victor of the whole series. It is Serious Strategy Gamer, and all their attempts are linked down below in the description. So, let's get to designing. We're going to have to build a battleship that can take on a light cruiser. I'm going to go as big as possible to try and get as many secondaries on here as possible. Because you can see I do get an additional casemate space there. Room like that is not important. Range. The best armor I can get in this era is compound armor, which gives me a plus 35 armor strength, which is still a hell of a lot better than the minus 25 that you get from iron plate. I'm not going to go for the cheapest option, as you can tell. There's so little to upgrade here. Let's go for an unbalanced rudder, in case I come up against some sort of German super torpedo light cruiser, which is going to be all sorts of uncomfortable. As for beam and draft, I don't think it's going to really net me that much if I go for a ship with bigger beam. Because it's just going to mess with your turning circle a little, and generally it creates a better firing platform. That could be an advantage. Having more beam, less accuracy penalty from sea waves. Oh, but sorry, the base accuracy goes down if you have a bigger beam. Yeah, but if you have a smaller beam, it still goes down. Yeah, so... Wait. I get a minus 10% base accuracy anyway? Are you kidding? Yeah, no, it does help. Having a bigger beam, so a wider ship, makes for a more stable firing platform. Okay, fine. We're going to go for a bigger beam. As for the draft, it basically decides how tall your hull is. I have seen ships have a very shallow draft, and by that effect not get hit by a torpedo, because the torpedoes simply seem to, well, flow under the ship. Let's see if that's going to work this time around. Let's go with the most advanced gear that I have, because I need every little bit of accuracy bonus that I can get. When it comes to guns, I'm trying to hit a light cruiser. It's probably going to be maneuverable. It's probably going to be smoking up every 5 minutes or so. And it probably won't be very heavily armored, but let's say it has 5 inches of armor and it goes with the highest end armor quality. That means that at 5,000 meter range, I probably won't pen it. Not with a 9-incher. A 10-incher, 11-incher is an 84-second reload. Let's go middle ground. We're going to go 10-inch. Which actually seems a little small on this ship. Side guns. Hold on. Yes. Yes. No! No, 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 no! I can only have 2 side-mounted guns. No. I thought, yes, I have it. No, I don't. Okay, if that is the case, then I'm going to put these things on the bow. And try to maintain a sort of bow in position. There. It's going to do absolute disastrous for my roll. So be it. It's also going to make my bow very, very, very heavy. Yeah. So that means we're going to have to go with something a lot heavier on the stern. And even then, we're not quite getting there. Yikes. Engine efficiency, 95%. Now we're getting somewhere. Speed, 18 knots. See, the one thing I'm concerned with is that the Superb is going to just get gunned down at range by the light cruiser. And unless you want to go with a pretty hefty ship, a pretty big ship that does, for example, 22 knots, you're not going to really have any room for secondary. So let's go for 21 knots. Let's go for barbette armor. I might still lower that speed. Better reloads. Turning on turrets cannot be improved. This cannot be improved. This cannot be improved. This cannot be improved. This can be improved. Heavy shells? Might work. More HE shell damage. More gun reload. Whatever. My gun reload's pretty terrible as is. Base fuses. Higher muzzle velocity for high explosive, but 1% less range. See, this one is more geared towards just exploding on the target. And let's say at 5,000 meter range, you get 2.9 inches of pen. Now I get 3.9 inches of pen. With these guns, it's going to be 3 inch. Might be enough to blow off the superstructure of a light cruiser. Let's go for a balanced ratio. Standard AP shells is something I cannot adjust, so that's fine. I think they're not really going to be able to gun me down if I have a pretty decent belt of 10 inches. Because let's see, what a heavy cruiser can, or a light cruiser can get is about 7 inch. Which is, interestingly, one of the few secondary guns that I cannot put. You cannot get 7 or 8s. Interesting. So let's say it's the worst case scenario, they got 9 inch guns. Their shell will be different. Their propulsion or propellant will be different. But let's say it's a 9 inch gun. At 5,000 meter range, they can pen 10 inches of armor. But I get 38% armor quality, so I have about 13 inches of armor. Superstructure is probably going to need a bit more. You're never really going to be able to armor up the superstructure enough. But if it fires high explosive at me, it's going to be a little more difficult to pen, I suppose. Although there are discussions about these things in the comments, I know. Some people say, well, you might as well not go with any superstructure armor because you're just giving it just enough armor to hit or to arm the fuse. And with that, you're actually making your ship less survivable. Now, casemate guns. I'm going to go for volume of fire. Yeah, that's a bit too much volume of fire. And I'm also a little too heavy with this ship. 19 knots. It's still too heavy. Yikes. 18 knots. Still too heavy. And my ship is too heavy on the bows. That's better. Okay. Can I reduce the funnels, considering I'm slowing down? Engine efficiency 70%. It's not terrible. That's the 550. The 680 is going to be just a little too heavy. This is 7.5. This is 13. So 2 of these give me 81 and still fall inside the budget. But not by much. I only have very, very few tons to still up armor the ship. The aft belt. No, I cannot do that. There. 12.7. So this is going to be the ship that is going to take down the light cruiser. It just doesn't know it yet. It has maximum bulkheads, 10% bigger beam, so it's wider than normal. It has 2 10-inchers on the bows. It has a 12-incher on the stern, mostly to balance out the ship. It's not going to go anywhere quick, but hey, it's called Superb, so it'll definitely win. Right? Let's see what sort of thing the Germans have decided to craft. Somewhere to the north. The turning circle exists, but is pretty terrible. It is definitely not 349. Oh, and we're already getting hit. So that's nice. Somewhere over there. The starting range was set to 8,000 meters. There. 9,400. That's how far the ship is away. All I can do really is just turn towards them. Oh, they got 7-inch guns. That means 7-inch mains. Stop damaging my ship. 7-inch main guns. Against 7 inches, I have a fairly decent survivability. There you are. Range, 7.8 kilometers. We're going to go right bow in, because that's when both of my 10 inchers can most likely deal damage. I don't know about their armor scheme yet, so high explosive is the better option. I think this thing looks actually pretty cool with those 2 10 inchers on the bow. Quite nice indeed. Ship's getting a little toasty, but otherwise fine. Oh shit, I didn't upgrade the crew level. Oh no. So, tell me, what is this then? Oh, yikes. Okay. It looks hideous. It's got 5 7-inch guns, 5 3-inchers, 12 more 3-inchers, 8 2-inchers, and a set of quintuple torpedo launchers on the stern. So that's a ×5 per. Torpedo blister has not yet been invented. So the chances of me actually surviving a torpedo hit are surely going to come down to not flooding to death. But damage instability on this ship will be... Whoa! Hello. Will be pretty terrible. They already threw out torpedoes. Considering I can detect them at this range, these are fast torpedoes. Of a fairly large caliber, I think. Otherwise I wouldn't spot them. Now, I want to first ID this ship. Before I'm going to go right into it and commit. 71%. I think it's going to have some difficulty penning me. Yeah, see? Just go right bow in. You might be 50 years younger than I am, but I still have a pretty hefty armored bow. We're going to use that. Oh, shit. Nope. That's not what the doctor ordered. Okay. Hello, Dresden. Oh, shit. You got more sneaky torps. Oh, that's sneaky. 5 side mounts. 20-inch torpedoes. 65 knots. That's fast torpedoes. Range, 10.8 kilometers. So they got a good number of reloads on this. The thing's going 36 knots. Yeah, I'm not gonna keep up with that. I'm half that speed. Okay. Right, while this battle is going on, I would like to invite you to come up with tasks for the bunch of us. If you have a good idea for a task, let me know down below in the comment section. It doesn't have to have a backstory. I'd rather it not have a backstory, so it's just a fairly straightforward... simple task. Something wonky. Don't make it, oh, you build a battleship and you fight a cruiser. I mean, that's boring. Taskmaster is supposed to be weird and silly. That's what we're here to do. That's the type of challenges that I like to play. Oh, here we go again. I think you don't... Your accuracy needs work. I think the ship doesn't really have enough turning on its turrets. No. There we go. Now the turrets are trying to hit me again. I got 2% chance to hit? No, 1.4. That was actually pretty good. And their chance to hit's pretty terrible. Generation 1 radar, stereoscopic 3 rangefinder? Interesting. Now, as long as I can dodge the torpedoes and just keep my battleship alive, I should be fine. Because they can throw out another salvo of the side mounts. Hello. And they can throw out another salvo or 2, 3 from those stern launchers. But that is it. After that, they might close in and try to pen me. Just gunfight. Good lord. Your accuracy is so shit. I should have put better crew on this. I mean, the ship is already expensive. 9.4 million. I'm definitely not going to get the point for the cheapest ship. But... well, I might as well have gone overboard on the crew then. Not getting the crew overboard, mind you, that would be silly. Now, Dresden, I think, just launched another set of steel fish at me. Yeah, there they are. This is gonna get uncomfortable. I should be fine. See? Superb. Absolutely superb. No. No. Okay, Dresden. That was the last of their side mounts. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. Come this way. Seriously, are these even going to be able to damage me? And the rate of fire is pretty spectacular, but the chance of doing damage is not. Go on, one hit on the cruiser, just one. Knock out a funnel, knock out an engine. Hit. Just hit. I'd be happy if you just hit the target. What the shit is that accuracy? Range? 5.8. Surprisingly, I'm actually keeping my battleship pretty close. 5.5. 5.4. Yes. Charge me, if you will. This is, however, a pretty sad moment, as I really don't have a lot of 6-inchers that can actually shoot at the target. They're mostly side mounts. 5.0. Come on! 5 kilometers out. 4.9. Chance to pen should be somewhat around 50. Yeah. What can I not pen? The deck, I think. How much deck armor you have? That's quite a lot. 2.9 inches of deck armor? Huh. Overpens here and there, but otherwise fine. 4.9. Keeping a very close eye on the torpedo launchers on that ship. I really don't want to get hit by those. Now, it could have been far worse. Could have been 24-inch torpedoes, sneakies, so that I couldn't have seen them. But this is fairly survivable. It's just not hittable. I suspect this is going to take me a while. Right. Everybody's still here? Good. Because I suspect that now that Dresden's out of torpedoes and 7-inch gun ammo, she's going to try to get closer. I could be wrong. Normally what the AI does when it's out of main gun ammunition or ammunition that is used at greater range, it tries to turn in. It tries to go for whatever weapons it does have and fight with those. Dresden isn't. Get over here, you light cruiser. Because my ship is maxed out at 17 knots. And Dresden is still doing 36. I've had to restrict my main guns to try and not waste all the ammo on 0.5% chance to hit. But how am I going to catch this thing? How am I going to eliminate this cruiser? I could try to make it follow me and then turn around. Oh. Is it happening? No, that was just a feint. But she is... No, she close to 3.6 kilometers. It's a win. It's better than it was. No, 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 no. Where are you going? No, 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 no. Fine. We're going to do the turn maneuver and see if that works out. I'm going to turn away from the target and see if the AI forces their ship around to try to get those guns to be useful again. I don't think I can escape their visual range, because they have radar and I don't. And their tower can probably see a heck of a lot more than I can. It's like they're constantly sticking to about 3.5 kilometer range, something like that. And when they fall away from that, it turns towards me. Temporarily, I should add. Fire. The 12-inch gun still has plenty of ammunition. I got 8 hours left. The tiebreaker is going to be something ridiculous this time around, I'm afraid. Come on. Okay, hard to port. We're going to see if this thing comes back around. I doubt it. I have hit her, by the way, once with a 6-inch casemate and done a whole 20 points of damage. But outside of that one hit, I have tried to hit her 443 times. Unsuccessful. 5-kilometer range, I just can't hit anything. Then again, these battleships, 1890, they don't have a rangefinder. They don't have a veteran crew. Their chances of actually getting any hit to land is pretty terrible. They're 0.9. And another problem is I'm running out of high explosive ammunition. So my chances to actually get a pen are even worse. Come on, I don't have that much. Well, I got a bit of roll going on. How much is that affecting my ship? See, not that much. Hull stability and tower, minus 9.6. Target fast speed is the biggest issue, 47.6. The rest is pretty good. Crew training is minus 15%. Still. I don't really have a plan to catch this guy, actually. Because having him follow me is not working. Catching up to him is never going to happen. Hoping that I fire enough shells at his general direction and hit something important. Not really. So, if you have any good ideas, let me know down below in the comment section and I'll pretend I can still use that in the video, okay? Alright, I've spent another half hour dancing around Dresden. She turns, I try to turn with her. I fire ammunition, and I miss every single shot. My accuracy is less than 1%, and I've had to switch the gunfire mode to aggressive to make sure that the guns at least fire. We've spent 3 hours shooting at each other. She's done a bit of damage, I have done essentially no damage whatsoever. And I think that this is just undoable. It's not so much that the task itself is undoable, because with a better crew I might have been able to actually hit the target. But for me, this task is a bust, because I cannot get any shell to connect with the light cruiser. Maybe if given several more hours, I could do it, but it would make for a tragically sad and very uninteresting video. So I'm going to stop it here and say task failed. First task is a complete bust for me, and I really am curious to see if the other guys managed to perform the task successfully, get the points as described, or if they too just went and nope, this is not feasible with the current design of the ship that I have. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any further tasks for us down below in the comment section, and check out the other guys, which are linked in the description. You can find them there. They're all great channels, and you can see what sort of funky designs they have come up with. Thank you guys for watching. Welcome back to Taskmaster, and I'll see you guys next week for the next episode.